If you missed part one, we got the front Brembos put on the car, flushed the fluid, changed out the rear panhard bar with the white line piece. We got the rear white line control arms put on, and now here's part two. Well, I'm already complaining today. I might as well throw this out there too. So I have I don't know what brand. Doesn't even have a brand. 18mm socket and a Pittsburgh, aka Harbor Freight, 1/2 inch to 3/8 drive adapter. So I'm trying to torque these lower control arm bolts, and the set of sockets I had of 1/2 inch drive did not have an 18. I don't know why. It didn't even come with one. But so I'm using this adapter with 3/8 drive socket, torquing these bolts, and it feels like I'm starting to round the bolts off. Or I thought maybe I'm stripping the bolt. Nope. The adapter started twisting in half, torquing it to 129 foot-pounds. So yeah, buy good tools. Alright, so I have the rear control arms on, bolted back up, torqued, got the brake cables hooked back up. Just need to throw on a couple zip ties, hold it here to the control arm, keep it out of the tire. So next, I need to do the upper control arm. Problem is, Mr. FedEx hasn't brought it yet. So I might go to the front brakes, start putting the front brakes on. I want to leave the rear sway bar off until I get the upper arm done, just so it's not in the way, make it a little bit easier to get up in there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start on the front brakes. Also, let me just address what my comment about the Harbor Freight tools before all three of you lose your minds. You know, I get this is a budget project. Harbor Freight sells cheap tools for people on budgets. I get that. I have plenty of Harbor Freight tools. Nothing wrong with a lot of them, right? But in certain cases, like the instance with the adapter over here, you need something better than Harbor Freight. You know, again, if you're not a professional mechanic, you're not turning wrenches for a living every single day, then, you know, you can't justify going out buying Snap-on or Matco or whatever it may be. So when I started out with Craftsman stuff. You know, as stuff broke or it just wasn't cutting it, I upgraded to Snap-on. No particular reason for Snap-on other than that was the guy that came to the shop where I worked. So I got a lot of Snap-on stuff. This is my extra toolbox. This is just leftover tools that I brought over here because this is my dad's shop. It's not my shop. So my toolbox at home is Snap-on, simply because I outgrew the Craftsman box I had. So buy good tools when you can. Good tools are gonna last you your entire life, right? It's an investment. You can pass it on to your kids. Buy good stuff, that's all I'm saying. All right, start on the brakes. So these are the front brakes, obviously. Got the pan here because I'm about to crack that loose, drain the brake fluid, and get the caliper pulled off, pull the rotor off, and then slap the new stuff on. Pretty easy. And we'll just have to, you know, re-bleed it afterwards. But let me get these pulled off. All right, first side's off, other than the dust shield. So I'm gonna pull that off also. I'm either gonna buy some of the deflectors that bolts onto the control arm to direct air to the back of the brakes, or I might try to make some. We'll see about that. But first, yep, gonna pull the dust shield off, and then the new Brembos can go on. All right, Another comparison. Everybody loves comparisons, right? These are new rotors, stock rotors. So these are, let's see here, let's say 11.5 inches. And then the new one should be 14. Yep, right at 14 inches. Really not much difference in thickness, if any. So, there you go. Stock V6, which it might be the same as the GT rotors, not sure. Versus the GT500 / Performance Pack Brembos. Alright, Brembos are on. There's the old calipers down there. So now I just gotta bleed these, and then that will be good to go. The front sway bar, the clunking noise that I heard earlier, I think it was just the bolt was just not quite tight enough. So since I'm putting on the rear sway bar now, I went ahead and moved this to the second hole, and I'm hoping, I don't know, we'll just see how it is. I might have to move it. I'm gonna put the rear sway bar in the softest setting, so it'll be the farthest hole. So we'll just have to drive it and see how it feels. So the FedEx man came and he brought this box. What could be in the box? Well, that is the upper control arm for the rear. So I can't unbox it one-handed, I'm not that talented, but I'm gonna go ahead and get that pulled out of the box, and then I will get this upper control arm pulled off here, and then we'll do a little comparison with those. Alright, so ran into a little issue. Trying to get this upper control arm out. I got the bolts, well, I guess not out, but this one's out. This one's loose. The problem is, it won't slide out because it hits the floor. And if you're one of those people that actually read the instructions, it wants you to remove the rear seat and unbolt this whole bracket. And that's not really what I'm gonna do. So I think I can maybe come in here with a little bit of hammer and see if we can just make enough clearance to get that bolt out, because it's already unbolted and I'm not taking the back seat out. So it's plan B. Alright, so getting the upper control arm out freaking sucks. Here it is. It's really not terrible, but it is just a stamped piece of steel. So go to this, the white line, the adjustable one. Got a new bushing, bearing, whatever it is, their Max C thing. So it'll be a lot better. I did not take that front bolt out, but I did have to take out the two rear bolts, and that bracket had enough flex in it. I was able to kind of work it around and get the bolt out the side. Still a pain in the ass. The thing that sucks now is that this bushing in the rear end housing is pretty crappy, and I don't have a way to change that, and I don't have a new bushing. So it's gonna kind of negate some of the gains we're getting from replacing the control arm, but that'll have to be for another day. So I'm gonna get this new one in, just set it to the same length as the stock arm, and carry on. All right, it's all back together. Got the upper control arm in, did not have to remove the bracket. Everything is torqued back down. Rear sway bar is on. I might have to adjust it. I'm not sure if it's clocked correctly on the axle. The whole thing might have to swing forward. So I'll just have to loosen these brackets when I set it down on the ground and see what it looks like. Ideally, you want this to be parallel with the ground. So I might have to adjust that. Otherwise, it's all done except for bleeding the brakes. Wife is on the way, she would feel left out if I bled brakes without her. She loves that job. Lots of sarcasm there. So front brakes are on. Everything's looking good. All right, all done. Look at that. Oh, what's that, you ask? Those are the new wheels. If you follow me on Instagram, you'd already know that. These are Forgestar CF5s, 18 by 11, wrapped in 315 3018 BFG Rivals. I got these used, actually from the same guy that I bought the sway bars from. He used to have a S197 and now he has a Coyote Swap Fox body, which is badass, but he still had some old parts left over. So he hooked me up, got a really good deal on them. And so tomorrow's the cruise. Stop here at the car wash, get it all cleaned up. Brakes feel great. So just I guess getting ready to go tomorrow, give it a little shakedown. Cruise, it's about an hour and a half to where our start point is, and then cruise probably be a couple hours long. So hopefully everything goes well, and I will report back how everything feels, how the car does. If I have any issues, hopefully I don't have any issues. So I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.